When I created this race, I wanted to make sure that it was a challenge. The thing that a lot of people say is there's like every kilometer you have to earn it.
It's tough. It's tough but beautiful.
It's got 10,000 feet of elevation gain for the 50K. Like it's no joke.
It knocked the wind out of my sails when I did it.
It's so relentless. It's just over and over a new thing to hammer you.
It's heavily rooted. You're scrambling sometimes. You really have to be aware of where you're stepping, where you're running. Elevation and the technicality, once you have those together, it's pretty terrible. There would be a lot of sass and a lot of smack talk going on, specifically from the race director, if I didn't run the race. So it's more of a self-preservation exercise. That's why I volunteer.
God, that looks good. The Finland Ultra Marathon it's a 28K, 50K, and 100K trail runner race just outside of Victoria, British Columbia.
What are you doing next year? Oh, what race are you doing? Okay, well, maybe I'll do that. Hey, you want to do that too? It was just these awesome road trips that we planned out, and do we take for granted this beautiful place that we have in order to travel to a new place?
We kind of just wanted to have a race in our own backyard, so we put together some of the best trails in the Victoria area.
I think it was an incredible feat to connect up some of these trails, have the towns support it, and let Mike get those permits to allow people to come and see what we have.
That was kind of something I really felt from the start, was people were like, it's so cool that Victoria finally has its own ultra. Mike.
For being out here. I'm Corey.
Corey, nice to meet you. Yeah, I know we're just putting the attention signs up and just kind of getting everything ready. Yeah, that's exciting. So this is your first 50?
It's my first 50. My brother from Winnipeg is coming to run.
I hope to see you at the finish line so I can give you a high five or a hug, so.
That's my only goal.
Yeah, cool. Okay, Corey, right?
Yeah. Okay, well, off I trot again.
When you hear people's stories and like why they're doing this and what it means to them, like that is just the coolest thing. His family's gonna be there, like his brother is coming from Winnipeg. That's what I love seeing, and that's why it's so cool putting these things on.
Get some sleep?
I got 2 hours, 10 minutes.
Is that good or bad?
Wonderful.
There's 2 spots there.
I do trail running, and there's always lots of volunteers, so I thought it'd be a good idea to do some volunteering myself. Everybody's got to contribute to make it happen. All right, got to get to work here.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the 5th annual Finland Arm 50K. I'd like to thank all the volunteers and all the spectators for being here and getting the race started today.
Thanks guys for all coming. This is our 5th year, so big thank you to you guys for coming. do this without the support of my team. Please give a thank you to the volunteers. Some of them have been out there all night. All right, let's get you guys over the start line. Just over here.
First timers nerves?
Yeah.
He's done a couple, but never here. Never with mountains like this. Ready to show him the West Coast ropes here.
I haven't been trail running very long, just about 2 years. I always thought that I actually didn't like running. It was when I started to get outside, get into nature, breathing the air and sweating. I've found solitude. I've found the space to breathe and to think. It just gives you an amazing perspective when you then have another day at the office or you're back at home dealing with the dishes. When I took on this idea that I would try to run my first ultra, I wanted to do it at an event that was here that showcased what we have. What's an empty space with an idea and a bunch of effort becomes a gathering, becomes a touchstone for some people. I know it's going to be for my brother and I. We've all decided, yeah, that weekend in September, we're going to show up at the base of Finlayson and run our faces off.
I always find like watching the start the most stressful part after they leave and they're going up the hill, because everything now is out of your control because they're gone. So you just have to trust that everything's going to go right, and if it doesn't, you just have to improvise, adapt, overcome. I've been running since I was like 11 or 10 years old. I ran track in high school and did some ultras in the late 2000s and stuff like that. In 2013, I was diagnosed with pretty severe anxiety and pretty severe depression. A lot of people don't know this, but I actually ended up having my very first like full panic attack out on this course. So much so I thought I was actually having a heart attack, and I actually ended up getting taken out by the paramedics because I thought I'm taking my last steps on these trails. Basically, just part of my coping mechanism was to stop running. I missed my community a lot, and I missed running with my friends because that was like a big part of it. I kind of was like, well, why don't I just throw a little party together and see how it goes? And it was a very kind of like healing process for me because, you know, a lot of my anxieties and stuff like that that I had just kind of had to be pushed aside. And if you would have asked me, you know, back in 2013, would I have been able to do something like this? I would have said, no, there's no way. But it's actually been probably one of the best things I've ever done for myself.
This is more elevation than I've done in years. Already.
There were several times where the two of us were hands on knees, just looking at each other and wondering when we were going to make the next step. But at the same time, you're just having an experience of community out there, the people that are in front of you, the people that are behind you. It feels like we're moving along together, and there's just something really special happening.
That's not a thing, that's a blister.
Do you need some tape or something for that? You might want to get it now before it gets bad. I'm going to
Yeah,
get the tape
yeah,
for you,
yeah.
okay?
Thank you so much, man. You're just like a lifesaver here.
Put that up here for a second.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You okay with whatever I do
Oh,
here?
yeah, you...
Can I get your sock off then?
Yeah, for sure. Man, you're lifesavers. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck, and hopefully I'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah, you betcha.
Yeah.
That's open for you.
Awesome.
Get some calories in you.
Yeah.
Well done. All right, brother, have a great one, all right?
Oh, yeah. This way out?
Yeah.
Cool.
Good work, James.
Have to if we get 2 people doing it. This is like going in a jewelry box and finding about 10 gold chains all snarled together, right? Personally, it gives me, especially when I lost my husband, I knew what I was going to be doing every day. I knew where and who I was going to be with on Saturdays and Sundays for long periods of time. I don't necessarily like the races. I like the journey of the getting there, the meeting in the morning. I had a lot of time on my hands when I lost my husband, and that's what I did with it. And the people are incredible people.
Tents, barbecues, coffee urns, tables, propane, generators.
Just lying down.
Yeah, you got your. We're just putting up the rope right now for the creek crossing. Good. That's it right there. This is Goldstream. So this is at 1K. They get to go through this very beautiful creek. At night, it's to give the 100K runners a bit of guidance. And it's also just to help people gain their balance.
The Marathon bought some of it for their event in 1980 when they first started. And the Harriers have been buying more and more every year, and we rent it out to all the local races besides Finlayson Arm. About 400 surveyors, vests here, wooden stands for the multitude of signs. We've probably got about 500 or 600 signs. Those are quite popular on the road crossings. And then megaphones, air horns, toolboxes, rope. Testing, batteries are good. The rest of the stuff.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'll
appreciate it.
It's for marking flower arrows on the trail. They make a little hole in the bag in the bottom and then use it to like put arrows on the ground. It doesn't stay on the course forever, it just washes away.
My role at this year's Finlayson Arm race is as the volunteer coordinator. Basically, it means when people sign up to volunteer, I get an email and I open up a spreadsheet.
Thursday we start with the flagging positions, so marking the course. We have approximately 100 volunteers. There are, of course, volunteers who do more than one job. There's, like I said, people who come for the entire weekend and they'll do 2 or 3 jobs. So there's, I would say, probably close to 200 and maybe 220 volunteer positions. It's kind of a moving puzzle though, because it seems like I will put some in and then I'll get an email, somebody saying, oh, I can't do that time or that job, and so I have to take them out, put them in a different one. Totally under control. Don't I look like I'm under control? Just some people that can't make it that were kind of key people that I needed, but other people are stepping up. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I'm working on humor. Keeping it light. Keeping it light. Work better with beer. I am the bartender. I pour all the Driftwood Brewery beer. I'm probably the most well-liked person at the race. This will be my 3rd year doing it after having run it. The 50K one year, I decided enough of that, and so I took on a volunteer role instead of a racer role. No banana dancing!
It's humbling. Like, you realize that people really care about you and really care about the event. I couldn't put this on by myself.
The hours and hours and hours that go into the organization and the volunteers and the food and the racers, the effort is crazy for a lot of people. For a lot of people.
It's real. It's happening. So yeah, just a really big thank you guys. Like, this event can't happen without you guys and your teams at your aid station. If it's an athlete issue or some of that, let me know. If you guys need more people, let Lisa know. If it's an equipment thing, let Steve know.
It's a big weekend, and you're doing a lot, so please get the rest.
You could change somebody's life as a sweep, pushing them along even though they're not going to make the cutoff. Especially on the 28K, they may have never done anything like that before in their life.
You're there for the runners.
Yeah.
You don't get to complain. There's some deep friendships there for me. The way people care about each other in the trail community is pretty special. Right on, you guys.
Yeah, what day is it? Actually, I did have 1 hour sleep last night, so I feel pretty refreshed. There were a couple people that we turned around last night, which was just pretty awesome. Kept them going into the second loop.
You see someone at the bottom coming through the aid station, and you spend 10 minutes with that person, and you help them up, and you say thank you, and they thank you, and they're off. And 8 hours later, 10 hours later, they're back through your aid station, and you're like, dude, how is it going? It's great to see you. If I have one connection like that, you know, where I've made a difference to one runner, the whole 24 hours or however long that I've been at that aid station, it's totally worth it.
And the third annual Finlayson Arms Ultra is a trail runner's dream. The atmosphere is electric, championship atmosphere.
Mike LaBelle, the race director, approached me and asked me if I wanted to a race announcement. And I said, I'm sure I'd take that opportunity. So I like to be prepared for this. What I call them my cheat sheets, I guess, is just, like I say, ultramarathon comments during the race. Let's make some noise for John Smith. My favorite one lately is holy snapping eyeballs. You know, I gotta make it exciting. It's about having fun, and that's it, really. I have fun out there, and I want to transfer that feeling to everyone else. And I guess the big three words in ultramarathon: keep moving forward. Those are the three big words you need.
What do you think about your dad's doing here? Do you think he's crazy?
Yeah.
How many hours are you in now?
I don't know. What time is it? Oh, man.
On,
is this a
do your
test?
math.
Oh,
It's not like you've done anything
12 and a
all
half.
night.
12 and a half. That's not right. 12 and a half hours.
Staring at each other.
It's way longer than 12 and a half hours. 17 and a half hours. 15 and a half hours. You were supposed to be checking my math.
You haven't passed the test yet.
Am I still wrong?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
You feel kind of like you're hosting someone in your house, getting to experience our trails and getting to experience our city and getting to experience our community too.
Moving coming in, helping each other. All right, good job, gentlemen. Celebration time.
To hear the voices start to cheer us on, hear the music coming, and know that we've been able to accomplish it. It's unbelievable. This is something that we'll remember. We'll remember it as long as we're alive. There's no doubt about it. Yeah.
When I see someone coming across and they're energized and see the look and the expression on their face of finishing, it's nothing like it.
These horses have
me so proud of Victoria and the community that we have here.
This year. We'll see you guys here in 2019.
It's amazing. It's our community. It is a connection.
It shows you how much heart this community has to be here still, grabbing cold, wet equipment. Everybody's working like a team. I'm just so grateful for that. You're kind of like torn, like, oh, I wish this could keep going, but at the same time, you're like, I really want to sleep.